And there it is, Boys from the Bush, Lee Kernaghan. Did you know that's 20 years since that song came out?
I know, I saw that the other day and think, oh my goodness, Lee's not that old, is he?
Is that making you feel old? Well, I'm going to make you even feel older. Did you know that it's 30 years since Lee Kernaghan won Star Maker?
There you go. I'll tell you what, some achievements have been made there. And you know what? I was just thinking before, at this very stage, we're about to launch, let's do it right now. We're going to officially launch the drum rolls, the Tracy and the Big D coverage of the Urban Country Music Festival 2012. And who better to come and help us launch this is the one and only man himself, the headliner act on Friday the 4th of May for the Urban Country Music Festival. Please welcome Mr. Lee Kernaghan.
We're all members of the Outback Club. Come on there, Trace. Get me, Darren.
Oh, mate, so nice of you to join us tonight. And, of course, we are launching our coverage of the Urban Festival. And we not only are happy to have you on tonight, but happy to have you back here for the Urban Country Music Festival. Yeah,
well, the cream rises to the top, Trace, and everybody's coming to Queensland, coming to Caboolture for that big festival. It'll be a beauty.
Now, this is going to be new for you because I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but it's indoors this year.
Well, fill me in on what we can expect this year, mate, because traditionally it's always been the big outdoor type festival. So what's planned? Well,
what's happened over the last couple of years here in Caboolture is they've taken away the town square and they've built a new library. So the big concerts always been held down at the showgrounds in previous years. Well, next to the showgrounds, a couple of years ago, they started building what is now the Queensland State Equestrian Centre. It is a world-class indoor equestrian centre that your mate Troy Cassadale opened last year for us here. It holds about 3,000 to 5,000 people, and it's all undercover. So it doesn't matter how much it rains, everyone stays dry, but it's still got that fantastic country atmosphere, and it is just a world-class facility. Wow,
it sounds terrific, mate. I remember when we had the Great Western Hotel up in Rockhampton. It had a great big sort of indoor equestrian sort of arena. And we had some great concerts there, from Keith Urban to Glenn Campbell, and a lot of big rock bands went through as well. So it works terrific, and I'm sure when you add the festivities of the Urban Country Music Festival and all the atmosphere around that big arena, it'll be something else.
Well, this is actually going to be the very first big event like that in the arena, so we are so looking forward to it. And as we said, we don't want the rain to come because when we do have a lot of activities outside and around that arena over the weekend, but truly, if it does rain, it doesn't really matter.
That's right, mate. We'll all be undercover, and it'll be terrific. But I bet you it'll be a beautiful night. There'll be no rain. It'll be fantastic.
It sure will be. Now, Lee, if I can just go back a little tiny bit, and we're not going back too far, not like the 20 years to the Boys in the Bush, or 30 years. How does that make you feel when you hear 30 years from Star Maker winner?
Well, I was only 5 years old when I won it,
Yeah, well, there you go. Talented right from the get-go, weren't you?
Now, you got to start them young.
Well, that's right. So last year we saw the launch of the new CD, which actually brought out that fantastic duet with Robbie there, Fire. Now, The year before we had... I can't think of his name. Joe Nichols was one of our headliners here last year at the Urban Country Music Festival, and he just brought out a duet with Jasmine Ray. And a lot of the punters out there on the night were thinking, is Jasmine going to come out on the stage? So the big question for Mr. Kernaghan is... this year, are we going to see a little surprise guest on the stage with another duet?
With who?
With who? With the beautiful Robbie.
I reckon if she's not in Caboolture for the Urban Country Music Muster, then she's got to have a really good excuse.
She will have to, I'm sure. Everyone's going to... I think the chant's going to be going up. It's an absolutely fantastic duet there, and a great... What sort of things have you been getting from that? What have you been hearing about this duet?
Well, it's become quite a hit. When we were down we did the CMC Rocks the Hunter about a month ago or a few weeks ago, and it was sensational. And people were just singing along to that song. So, and that we had in-ear monitoring. So, in order to hear the crowd singing above all the music, they got to be loud. So, it was a real thrill.
And of course, Well, last time we caught up with you was that hadn't even been released, and you gave our listeners a sneak preview. You still had it on the desk, mixing it in front of you.
That's right, mate. Yep. I'm sure you got the world exclusive on that song.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's what everything happens first in Caboolture. So.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It was in Caboolture at the showgrounds it would have been, let me think, 1982 or 81. I wrote. We were staying there in caravans and on tour with my dad, Ray Kernaghan, and he had the jet truck Waltzing Matilda, and we had a big country music show. And I was just learning about songwriting and performing. And anyway, I wrote the song. I think it was called Cheaters, and there was another one called Advanced Australia Again. And those songs were the ones that helped me win the Star Maker Award. And it was there in Caboolture that they were written. So
again, another star maker from Caboolture. We're going to claim that one now.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to have a little look back, and maybe something influenced your life or this person. We've just had the passing of Jimmy Little. What sort of influence did Jimmy have on your life, Lee?
Well, growing up in country music and listening to people, like Slim and Buddy and Tex and Reg and all of them, Jimmy Little was one of those all-time greats, and the Telephone to Glory and all those classic country songs that he released back, I think, around early 70s. They kind of get ingrained in your musical mind and heart. And then as the years went by, Jimmy sort of expanded out, and he was singing with Kylie Minogue. And I think that was just a measure of the love and respect that his fellow artists, not just in country but in the world of music, that's the kind of regard that they held him in.
Now, I notice on Friday, the 4th of May, at the concert you're doing, now Marcus Meyer's going to be performing on the same bill as you. Now, Marcus did a bit of touring with you, didn't he?
Yeah, now he's going to be a very hard act to follow, because I've done a fair bit of work with Marcus, and he has just become such a great artist. And he's a terrific singer, a really good songwriter, and he lives up at Mackay. And to stay fit, he gets down and he's just wearing a pair of shorts, barefoot, running through the cane fields. That's what he does.
Well, we actually have been following Marcus for quite a few years now, and just in that little time that he spent with you there out on tour, and that we found that Marcus went from a singer, performer, to an entertainer.
Yeah,
and it was just amazing, the difference from the singer and performer. He brought that, but he brought the whole show with him, and he now entertains the crowd.
Yep, you're right, Tracy. And his performance at the Golden Guitar Awards, not this year but the year before, I think would have to go down as one of the greatest performances I've ever seen at the awards. It was just amazing.
Wow, big billing there. Now, Lee, you've just come off tour with Dierks Bentley. How was that tour? We've had so much people ringing up going, we're going to go and see Lee and Dierks. It was just a great blend. Yeah,
they caught up with you at the Tivoli a couple of weeks ago, a couple of our listeners here, and we're giving it the greatest show ever, they were saying.
Well, they're still trying to fasten the roof back down onto the Tivoli building because it was blasted off. Amazing concert. What a lot of people wouldn't know about Dirk's performance that night is that it was his second show on tour. We started in Toowoomba, and that was a blast. But after the Toowoomba show, it was probably a combination of jet lag and Red Bull. But he couldn't go to sleep. And anyway, he was just sort of starting to get to sleep around daylight the next day. And he brought out his wife and 2 little girls with him. And the kids woke up, and anyway, that was it. No sleep. So he hit the Tivoli show with he hadn't slept for, 40 hours. And he just let loose with one of the greatest shows I've ever been a part of. So it was awesome, mate.
Sounds brilliant. Now, Friday the 4th of May is the kick-off of the Urban Country Music Festival. As opposed to previous nights, previous concerts, there are two big concerts this time, Friday night and Saturday night. Lee Kernaghan heading Friday night and Troy Cassadaly heading the Saturday night billing. Two great concerts not to be missed. And someone said to me today when I said I'm catching up with Lee Kernaghan tonight, someone said to me, it ain't urban unless Lee Kernaghan's there. And that's a big rap for you, Lee, but obviously everyone's looking forward to having you back at home at Urban again.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to being there. It really is one of the great, festivals in the country, and I know Troy's going to put on a great night there on the Saturday night. Who else is on Saturday night?
Adam Harvey, the Sunny Cowgirls will be there, Busby Maru, Doug Bruce and the Tailgaters, and we've also have the 2012 Tour of the Star Maker, which is Bob Corbett.
Beauty. Sounds like it's going to be a great couple of nights, and there's a whole lot of other festivities that go around the festival, isn't there? Like whip cracking, and is there the Show and Shine, the Ute show? Are they on this year?
They are. We've got the Urban Rodeo. We have the Butte Ute competition. Every year we have the Bush Poets Breakfast. There's a lot of side stages. You've got Songwriters Cafe. Honestly, it is 3 days of just non-stop country music. Wherever you go, you're going to find it.
And this is the second year, of course, that the main festival's out of Town Square and down in the Caboolture Historical Village, which is just the perfect location. It's really where country is country.
Mate, Caboolture will be the centre of the country music universe, I tell you what. So I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to catching up with everyone out there.
Well, we might go out now with one of our favourite songs. We've been giving it a big spin around here, and this, of course, is Lee and Robbie and Fire. Look forward to catching up on the Friday night, Lee.
We'll see you there, Big D.
All right.
Thanks, Lee. Bye.
See you, Trace.